Okay, we're recording right now. I'm saying an intro right now. So before we start, fellows, I do have a new intro for us, so we'll just play that.
Hey! Finally! It doesn't say we do airsoft.
Okay, so hello everyone. Hey.
I'm sorry, that was mostly accidental.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Smokey Squadcast. I am David, one of your hosts, and today I have with me two other hosts, Hunter.
Okay.
And Thomas.
What's up, yo?
So, what you guys been up to?
Surviving. Most of my family has a virus, and I don't yet because I have the strongest immune system in the family. But just surviving. That and fighting off horribly toxic people.
All my friends
All
are
my
toxic.
friends are toxic. Sorry.
I did it too.
No, there's a lot of people that were toxic that I had to remove. My hair.
Oh, that's a great talk, Thomas. That's a great talk. All right, so now let's go. I'm just kidding. You guys want to see why this video is gonna go viral?
Okay.
Hang on.
Because I'm in it.
Obviously. Well, what's new with me? Glad you asked. Oh.
Are you wearing a fur coat?
No. Hello, puppy. How you doing, puppy? Oh, you cute. You're sweet. Now it's frozen on the puppy. Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
Can we put him in the cast or something? I think that he should be our mascot.
Yeah.
You're a good boy.
What's his name?
Oliver.
Oh.
That's a
Oliver. Hello, Oliver. You look like ramen noodles.
He kind of does.
I'm really hungry now.
Guess what I had for breakfast?
What?
An entire quart of egg drop soup. It just totally froze. Did you guys have no comment about me eating an entire quart of egg drop soup?
I don't know what to say.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds British.
It's actually Asian, you racist.
Anyway.
So today, guys,
All right, let's just get into it.
Yeah. So, as we all know, Marvel nowadays is completely garbage. There's quite a tiny few bit of hits and tons of misses. One of those in particular is a show that I just hate. I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with the show. It's called What If on Disney Plus.
I will say I personally liked What If. I thought it was cool.
I honestly don't like What If that much. There's like one or two good episodes, and that's the one with Doctor Strange and the eighth episode, which has Ultron taking over the entire multiverse. I thought that was pretty cool, but other than that, it's just like my main problem with this show is that it's a what if show based off of the comic series, of course, and there's all kinds of possibilities. So it's just like the stuff we would have in mind that what the fans want, they do the exact opposite per usual. Like, stuff we never asked for.
I mean, I feel like What If is too general a concept to get mad at them for not listening to the fans.
I thought it was very connected, almost to the point where, like, they couldn't get into how cool it could be because they were trying to make it all one ending. It was cool. The animation was cool.
Like I said, I enjoyed What If. From a story writing perspective, I have no opinion on it, but it was some fun, mindless entertainment for me.
Yeah. So, just speaking of What If, Season 2 is confirmed. And I think it's our jobs to do better than what they have planned, probably. So, these are going to be our pitches for What If Season 2 and so on and so forth on the show. So, without further ado, let us get started. Do you want to go first, Thomas?
Sure. I think it would be interesting to see what if Bucky succeeded in Winter Soldier in killing Captain America. Like, what if Bucky actually did kill him? what would have happened. So, Hunter, what do you think? Immediate first calls.
Bucky would have gone on a killing spree, and I don't think he would go rogue. I don't think you'd have a Punisher situation where he just goes and kills every single person. But anyone they've told him to go kill, he's going to go kill him. Especially, Zemo was trying to get to him. Zemo was killing other people to get to him. So he probably would have become a slave to Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo would have built up his criminal organization, and because Zemo had all of the had the book, he would get all of these high-value targets out of the way, and he would basically become king of a country. One thing that would be cool is seeing if Zemo could actually turn into Doctor Doom, because we haven't actually seen Doctor Doom and it's not comic accurate. I think it would be kind of cool if all of a sudden he just got burns and then became, really, really cool. That probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But he would become a tyrant.
Yeah.
But I think actually the idea of Baron Zemo and Doctor Doom could be kind of close, except Baron Zemo's just not quite as smart as Doctor Doom in robotics.
It could be a cool show if Marvel wanted to keep doing shows. Doctor Doom versus Baron Zemo. Like, they both have their own mob. Like, they're both mob bosses, and it's their mafias going after each other.
Doctor Doom's not really a mafia boss type of character. He's like a king of a country or something.
He's a
I never kept up with Fantastic Four, so I don't know.
Yeah.
David,
what do you think would happen?
Oof. Well, if you remember at the end of Winter Soldier, like the final battle, they had the helicarriers about to shoot a bunch of people. Tony Stark was actually, if you notice in a little close-up, Tony Stark was actually in Avengers Tower, which the helicarriers were going to shoot. So I could see that happening. So I could see Tony Stark dying at that moment. The Avengers would be in ruin. Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D., how would they get that sorted out? Would it be like a...
Hydra probably would have taken over S.H.I.E.L.D. And
That's
Hydra
true.
would have ran the world. There's actually... I don't know if either of you guys watched the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but there was a few episode thing where Hydra took over the world. It was like a dream or something. It was weird. I can't quite remember. But Hydra became S.H.I.E.L.D. and took over the world. It was really really interesting, actually. I think that's what would have happened. Like, continue piggybacking off of David's would be Captain America would have failed to stop Hydra from shooting the however many people, and then Hydra would have taken over the world.
That would actually be pretty cool. A lot of stuff, actually, a lot of my ideas focus around Hydra in a way, but it's just so fun to talk about
I want Hydra to come back so bad.
Yeah.
Like, MCU,
It's gonna be
watch
so
us,
cool.
bring Hydra back.
Yeah. My first thought of a what if pitch: what if Captain America fell off the train instead of Bucky in Captain America 1? So, what I would think would happen is, since Captain America's already got the super soldier serum, I think he falls off. He would survive, obviously, but he would also be knocked out. And I could see Hydra taking him in and brainwashing him, and I don't think he would become the Winter Soldier. I would, because he wouldn't lose an arm. I think he would be okay because he has the.
It would be Hydra Cap.
That's what I was gonna say, Captain Hydra.
Yeah, this is basically the Hydra Cap. Storyline.
Bring Hydra Cap. Hydra Cap is so cool. He's just so awesome. Yeah, they would lose World War II. But other than that, I was thinking about Bucky. Like, would he just stay the same, or would he become a Captain America and give him the super soldier serum? That's where I was kind of like on the fence about. I'm not sure.
I think Marvel would write it that he got the super soldier serum, but I don't think realistically he would have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Been a while since I actually rewatched that, even though it's one of my favorite movies. But if I remember correctly, there was a lot of, there was a lot that he had to do to stay alive on that train. That included like super strength and stuff like that. I think Bucky could have probably made it, But I think he still probably would have lost an arm, being, like his arm getting shot and them having to amputate it.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Definitely don't give the super soldier serum to Peggy again. They'd probably do that again.
And she was useless. She's a great character. She is a great character.
Yeah.
I've heard her show is amazing.
It is.
I want to watch it. It looks good.
One of the things that I love the most about Agent Carter, like the show, is while there are still some women's rights stuff, it's all valid and it doesn't try to make you feel bad for being a guy.
Also, like, the time that it's set in helps, too. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there was some actual unfortunate behavioral
Yeah, back
things.
then it was valid. Women's rights were valid because they didn't have really have rights. They weren't treated like other human beings. So
And even when
it was valid.
When that issue came up, it wasn't like all men are horrible. It's just this specific guy is a bit of a something or other. He's unfortunate. It doesn't make you feel bad.
Kind of close there, Thomas.
An A something.
I had to fight. So
Can we coin that term? Can we coin that term? He's an A something.
Just edit all of this out.
I'm not editing this out. Anyway, the Avengers would not exist if Steve Rogers became Hydra Cap.
What if Iron Man died in the terrorist cave?
The Avengers would still be a thing. The only thing is there would be a massive surge in terrorist attacks, and then also S.H.I.E.L.D. would be left technologically without, so it would actually be a giant terrorist war instead of fighting other things. And so with fighting against terrorists and fighting against other things and then fighting against aliens and Loki later.
So the answer to all what ifs are the Avengers wouldn't have formed.
Yeah. Well, it depends where we're set. What if Hawkeye wasn't mind controlled by Loki in the Avengers? What if Loki didn't take him? Like, what if he wasn't on Loki's side at first? Like, he was being controlled.
I feel like there would be a different attitude from Black Widow.
That's true.
I feel like it would be Avengers 1, but with Hawkeye not. Well, so the biggest difference with the helicarrier wouldn't. Oh no! Here's what would happen. So remember, before the helicarrier gets taken out, they're all having this argument, and they're all about to fight each other.
Yeah.
But then it gets interrupted. The only reason they stopped fighting was because Hawkeye nuked one of the propellers. So I think they would have kept arguing, and it would have gotten to a fight, and we would have had civil war. But before any of them cared about each other, Tony and Cap would have fought, maybe killing each other. Hulk probably would have come out, and we would have had the Thor versus Hulk battle.
That's true. So
I think the Avengers would have killed each other, and then Loki would have taken over the Earth.
Yeah. And see, I don't know Hawkeye's skill set that much, except for bows and arrows, but I would think he's a pretty intelligent guy in some areas. I think he could bring some pretty cool stuff to the team for a longer period of time. Okay, what if Iron Man went up against the real Mandarin in Iron Man 3?
He would have died.
There's a real...
Yeah, Shang-Chi...
Yeah, the villain from Shang-Chi.
Did anyone actually fuck that?
I did.
It was actually pretty good. The CGI was pretty good.
It's alright, but...
Yeah, but there's a guy who's been around for thousands of years because he has these rings.
Do the rings have magic powers?
Yes.
Yeah. They keep you alive for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
What upsets me is, like, that guy does not look like the Mandarin from the comics. That's the only thing I wish they would have gotten right. Like, Trevor Slattery looked like the real Mandarin, but then they made him fake. So it's just kind of like, oh, man, come on.
He also was hilarious. And I love that they brought him back in Shang-Chi.
He's a great character. But yeah, I think... So you would have gotten, like, the origins of the 10 rings from Iron Man 1, but the actual 10 rings from the Mandarin, that would tie in more, and that would be actually really good. And then possibly you could set up Shang-Chi a little earlier, not bring him in right away, but maybe hint at him.
I think having him as, like, the biggest villain would have been really cool.
That's true.
I thought he was a decent villain.
Speaking of villains, just so you guys know, coming soon, I'm going to be making another staying in character movie on villains.
I'm pumped about that. What if Scott Lang didn't escape the quantum realm in the first Ant-Man? Like at the end of Ant-Man, when he shrunk down into Yellow Jacket's suit?
What if he didn't come back?
Yeah. I would say he wouldn't be in Civil War, so there'd be that. He wouldn't grow big to cause a distraction for Team Cap, so I think they would get easily captured.
They'd get captured?
Ayo! The events of Ant-Man and the Wasp would be awful. And, of course, Avengers... Well, I don't know. Would Avengers Endgame happen, or Infinity War happen if Civil War kind of failed?
Infinity War would have happened.
Right. In-game would not have happened because it was Scott who initiated the fighting back of Thanos in in-game. So that would not have happened had he stayed in the quantum realm in the first one. That, and I think Hope would have still become the Wasp. Yeah, no, she would have become the Wasp, maybe.
Still had the prototype and stuff.
I'm not sure that'd change. I think it'd just be the Wasp.
What if Tony Stark never recruited Spider-Man for Civil War?
He wouldn't have a father figure, so they would have had to use Uncle Ben again. So it wouldn't be. Well, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be nearly as a good movie, but I think, a series, as profitable as it was.
You know, for one thing, Tony Stark wouldn't have given him a cool new suit, so he would still have that sweatshirt and sweatpants costume that he has in Homecoming. Infinity War and Endgame they wouldn't have him. I don't know if that would affect anything. I think he helped quite a bit in Infinity War and Endgame, but other than that,
he made because Tony Stark had everything, but because he had a son, or he had a son figure in Spider-Man, he really wanted to bring everyone back. Tony wouldn't have been so into, the whole thing if he didn't feel personally responsible for nonstop. He would just be like, I took a cut, or I got stabbed in the chest. I did my part.
Doctor Strange died because it was Peter Parker's idea that saved him.
That's right. Like when he got sucked into the ship. Yeah, I remember that. That's a good point. What if Captain Marvel joined the Avengers way earlier?
Then I would have stopped watching the Marvel Universe a lot earlier.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be straight. If she was in it for any longer than she has been, I would have not watched anything.
I just don't like Brie Larson.
Yeah. If they cast someone else, it would have been fine.
They should have just not had Captain Marvel. The character
Captain Marvel is like way too powerful for the MCU. She just goes straight through, like she just flies straight through all these spaceships, and then it's like, oh yeah, well, Thanos,
it would have been way too convenient for her to be there. But it would have helped so much. It's like, oh, the Battle of New York wasn't important. Okay,
what if Loki never stole the Tesseract in Ragnarok, so Surta blew it up when he blew up Asgard?
Could he blow up the Tesseract?
No, he didn't because Loki stole it.
I'm talking about like if he left it, could he still blow it up? Because the Tesseract is a soul stone, not a soul stone. It's a space stone.
Right, but it was powerful. Well, we saw that the stones could be destroyed.
Thanos said he used the stones. They used the stones to destroy the stones.
Right. And in What If, we saw a couple cases where they got destroyed. And in the Loki show, they were. Yeah, but so, anyways.
Don't mention the Loki show, what they did.
Right. Anyways, so theoretically, and I think the Space Stone would have been destroyed because it sort of blew up an entire planet. So what if that had happened? What if the Space Stone had been destroyed? How would that have changed what happened with Thanos?
I think they could still could they still defeat him? Because Thanos could probably do this thing. He could probably go back in time to where Asgard was destroyed.
I was thinking.
But like he would do it where he didn't have to go to that same place. Maybe he would just. Well, the Space Stone, you'd have to teleport with a Space Stone, right?
Yeah, the space stone he used to teleport.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think he would get the time stone. He would go back in time, and somehow find a way to I forgot about this shot. Somehow find a way to get it before it blew up.
Mhm.
So it'd just be easier, basically.
Yeah. What if Quicksilver didn't die in Age of Ultron?
Then I would have been a super happy person. Like, my dopamine would have been raised to amazing levels.
Okay, Jordan Peterson.
If Quicksilver hadn't died, he would have taken the same side as... I think Tony would have taken him into and raised him to be a literal Avenger like Wanda. I think the Team Cap would have Quicksilver and would have won way easier.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And do you think if Quicksilver and Wanda were both fighting Thanos, do you think Thanos would have been able to just knock out Wanda and steal the Mind Stone from Vision, or do you think the two of them together would have been able to nuke?
I feel like they could definitely try, but I don't know. Thanos would have had 5 stones still.
You gotta think their powers came from the Space Stone.
Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone. My bad. That one stone. So there would be a little bit of the power of that one stone versus 5 stones or 4 stones or however many he had during that time.
That's true.
Right. And it's 2 against 1, and would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. Oh man, Vision should have shot Thanos' head with his Mind Stone beam when Thanos was choking him. I just realized that.
He should have.
Because he split in half when they did in What If, which everybody was mad about.
Well, it's because Ultron was in control. But
what if Tony never invented Ultron?
We
would have never met the twins.
That's true. Well, we already did. Well, they would still get the scepter, but Tony probably wouldn't have the motivation to make Ultron.
Maybe they would have had to fight the twins.
That'd be way
twins
cooler.
Would have taken a true villain arc, and the Avengers would have had to fight the twins.
And introduce the X-Men or something. Because
Yes.
Quicksilver wouldn't have died still. They would still fight. And Wanda wouldn't have fallen in love with Vision because Vision wouldn't exist. So it wouldn't be weird for a person to fall in love with a robot. I think it's so stupid. Why would you... It's a robot.
It's not worse than Loki falling in love with himself. It's not as sick as Beauty and the Beast.
How's Beauty and the Beast gross?
Think about it. He was not transformed and Belle was going to marry him.
Oh, that's true. He was just a hairy beast.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird.
So, how is that weird? So, when he becomes,
Is it because he's not
basically Robert Pattinson?
It's Dan Stevens. Matthew Crawley. Hunter.
That's right. Downton Abbey. Let's go. I love Downton Abbey so much.
Yeah, and see, he played a Beauty and the Beast, and you're still mad that Robert Pattinson played as Batman and the guy from Twilight.
We're gonna force Thomas to watch it. We're
actually gonna force you to watch the Batman and Twilight.
You said it.
Realize that I have actual hand-to-hand combat training. How are you gonna do this?
Show me your guns.
And I'm tall and huge.
Muscles don't matter. I have skill.
When I can grab you by the neck and fit my entire hand around your neck and then pin you to the ground, I think I have the upper hand.
He pinned me to the ground. Hunter pinned me to the ground.
Yes, I actually legit pinned David to the ground. David, you were trying, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, but David also has no skill in fighting.
Screw you, Thomas.
And Thomas is 120 and he's talking to guys that are 40 pounds bigger than he is. I'm like, oh yeah, I can take you guys. Yes, when there's a 40-pound thing and you're my size and you have the skill, yes, 40 pounds is not that big of a deal. When you're 120 pounds, 6 foot, going against a 5'8", 160-pound guy, there's going to be bloodshed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only problem with me fighting you guys is I can't go full force, because if I'm going full force, then I'll kill you,
Yeah.
and I can't do that.
No, Thomas, try not to turn into hash browns when you're already a French fry, okay? I'm gonna kill you. I mean, I'm gonna kill you. That's what it means.
You need to edit all of that out.
No. So, anyway, Marvel, Kevin Feige, if you're listening, please do this. Please do something. But you won't. We already knew that. Before we leave, last episode we asked our viewers to ask some questions, and we actually got some.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. So this is from Creepy Enderpig. Shout out to this guy. He makes fantastic videos. He's very funny. So here he goes. I have a couple questions. My first question is, are you guys going to do more than just talk about movies and shows? As on the intro it mentions a couple different subjects, but so far it's mostly just been movies, except for that one meme video that got deleted. Yeah, that was my fault, because the intro, I don't know. I didn't know exactly what we were going to do for the podcast at first, and I just put whatever we liked. So I just kind of...
Yeah, so no gaming or airsofting.
yeah.
If you want to watch some airsoft videos, me and Hunter have a different channel called Tommy Gun Variety. But we haven't posted on that in like a year.
Yeah.
So
well, there was more to this question, which leads me to the next question. Why did you delete the meme video? Because
I don't know, David. Why did you delete the meme video?
I'll tell you why. Because it was stupid. It didn't fit our... I don't care. I don't care if you liked it. I hated it.
Okay, well, Cyber Death... What is his name, so I don't keep messing it up?
Creepy Ender Pig.
Okay, Ender Pig. Leave in the comments, and everyone else, leave in the comments. Do you want us to do another meme video? Since David so rudely deprived you all.
We'll make them better. We'll make them better. Also, why did you call yourselves the Smokey Squadcast? Okay, this is an actual good... So, for those who don't know, this is actually not our first time on YouTube together. I'm not going to tell you which channels we're on, because you don't need to know. But,
I'll tell you. I'll leave a link in the description.
Yeah, so, I used to... Okay, I'll just go ahead. I used to have a channel called DDM Pictures. And I did whatever I wanted to do on that channel. That's why it failed. And it's better that we have this, because we specifically talk about movies. So there's that. There was another... So Hunter did a couple of videos with me. And he eventually... You look like the dude from Spaceballs, Hunter. Also, Hunter used to be on this other channel that he started editing for called LRP Airsoft. And this was an airsoft channel, obviously. And he had this brilliant idea to start a podcast talking about airsoft. And this is kind of where our love for podcasts started, from my love specifically. So we did some of that. And there was actually one airsoft video, one airsoft battle that they had. Hunter, I'll let Hunter tell it.
So hang on. Okay, so the first... Wow, my camera is really bad.
Just keep going.
Okay, so the first... So we played an airsoft game, and, it was pitch black dark. But, we were playing airsoft, which, if you don't know, it's where you shoot each other with plastic BBs. And, Thomas, at the beginning of the game... gave me some smoke grenades, which were the ones you light on fire. It's the little balls this big that you just throw, little cherry grenades. And I was all excited, and I thought it would actually do something. So I'm like, hey, and I want it to be really cool. So I call it to one guy. I'm like, hey, where are we going? And they're like, we're gonna go across this thing. We're probably gonna get some fire, or they're probably gonna start firing at us, whatever. They were using all the lingo, and I'm like, hey, I want to be cool too. I have smokies. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I have smokies. Smokers. And they're still like, what? And I'm like, I have smoke grenades. And that became a giant meme for 100 people.
Just between us, I think. Well,
no, it was actually It was
It's
bigger than
still
us.
gets referenced at my church. Like the people at my church will still reference it.
Do they know about this channel? Because they need to know that we paid tribute to that.
I will let them know.
So that answers the question of that. I really needed a name. We called ourselves, well, I called us the Smokey Squad because I had nothing else. And then it's like, oh, Squad, podcast, similar, Smokey Squadcast. Wow. Okay, he also says, I have 2 suggestions. First of all, I'd like you to talk about Phase 5 of the MCU, as you said you wouldn't do in the first episode. Yeah, we kind of threw the way that I did, didn't we? Well, we're talking about it. We're going back and forth with it. We're just gonna wait till some new update.
But I think, especially if we have a viewer requesting it, we should do a Squadcast episode where we just talk about everything planned in Phase 5.
Okay. And, okay, this is an interesting one. Second of all, my sister wants one of you or all of you to do a review for the Wingfeather Saga show, although you might want to wait until the entire first season has released, as only the first 3 episodes come out.
I volunteer as tribute because I read the books and I greatly enjoyed them.
They were a great book series.
I haven't read them. I wish I did.
I will. I'm fine if we all 3 want to do it, but I will do a review on it when the whole series is out. I don't know when that is. I'll do some checking, and I have a buddy I can watch it with, and we'll watch it together.
That sounds good. I think the full episodes are on YouTube. I could be wrong, but I think they are on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that's
what you can't afford. You can always pay.
So that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Dude, I have one more what if. What if you guys subscribed and liked this video?
And comment down below what you guys would like to see next from us, or if you have any other questions or suggestions, or whatever you have. You can also find the Smokey Squadcast on Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Smokey Squadcast. See you next time.